I'm Misty Velasky, and this is Ojai Valley News In Depth. We're on scene today at Nordhoff High Scholl with Principal Dan Musick. Thank you for allowing us to invade your office.
It's great to have you here.
Now, you're retiring this year after how many years as an educator?
This 37 years.
37 years, and how many at Nordhoff?
32.
So your life has really been defined as an educator. What are you going to do now?
Well, ever since I've been 5 years old, I've started the fall in school. So I'm going to see what the world looks like in the fall and the winter time, when I can go out and run and surf and ski and play for a while, and then when I start to get bored, probably look for a part-time something in education.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not turning on that alarm.
That's going to be very nice too. Yeah.
What time do you have to get up every morning?
Well, the alarm goes off at 5, and we're out of bed by 5:15. So,
ooh.
But I can see myself helping, getting coffee ready for my wife when she gets off to go to work, because I don't know, you got to keep that domestic thing going positively.
Sure.
Don't want any resentment when I'm lying in bed and she's heading off to work. So
now she's still going to be here at Nordhoff.
She'll be at Nordhoff for a couple more years at least. She really enjoys that job and gives her energy, and yeah, so it's going to be a great arrangement.
Yeah. So why did you become a teacher to begin with? I mean, of course you're the principal now, but you started out as a teacher at age 23.
Yeah. I grew up in a family of teachers. Both my parents were. My dad was a math teacher and a football coach. My mom, an elementary teacher. And when in high school, your freshman year, you go to the counseling office, you're all bewildered, and they, what do you want to do? Okay, we're going to write down 3 things you want to do in your career. And because I couldn't think of anything, I said, oh, I want to be a teacher. So that kind of started there. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't a real good high school student. I get some of these kids who struggle because I wasn't that good, but I had some really good teachers in high school mm-hmm. that kind of kicked me in the bottom and got me on the right course, and just it looked like it'd be something cool to do.
Yeah. So you've been at Nordhoff for over 3 decades now. So what is it about this place that has staying power? What is it that's kept you motivated through all these years?
I really like the size of the town and the size of the school. Mm-hmm. It's, everybody knows everybody. The parents come back, former students who are parents. There's just that great community feel.
Sure.
There's elbow room, there's breathing room. It's just a great environment. No fences, no metal detectors or any of that kind of thing that you hear about other schools have. It's just a great environment for kids to grow and learn.
Sure. Although, of course, the tightening of the off-campus pass has been a little bit tighter since we were here.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Get your grades up,
yeah.
Get to class on time.
As well
Don't
as
get
should
in trouble.
be.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between being an administrator and a teacher?
Well, teacher, I'll start by saying the best job in education is teaching. There's nothing like a great lesson, a great class, the camaraderie, the class climate, the esprit de corps. There's nothing better than that. The administrator, you're on the move. There's fires to put out. There's people to meet. There's deadlines, paperwork,
interviews to do.
But it's more of a job on the run. Where a teacher, it's pretty much you're in a controlled environment. You set the tone. It's your environment. The administrator, you don't really have that much control about what happens in your day. You're out and about and moving and resolving problems as they come up.
Sure. And of course, you interact quite a bit with the students when you're out and about on campus. Yeah. So why is that important? Why is it important for them to see your face?
I think that it just makes for a safe, secure environment for students, that they feel that we're their advocates, we care about them, mm-hmm. that we're flesh and blood, that we know what bothers them, what they like. It just, to me, it sets up an atmosphere where kids want to come to school because they know they're cared for.
Sure.
So I want students to know that we really care.
And I noticed at snack time, you were talking to a lot of the kids by first name. You're talking about 850 kids. Mm-hmm. So how are you internalizing that? Is that just like some magic teacher thing?
Well, one of my projects in the summer is to get out the photo album and review names, because I want to know as many students as possible by name. Mm-hmm. So it's something that you actively have to do. I don't have that natural ability to meet a person the first time you meet them, you know their name. So it's something I work at.
Well, that's great.
But I think it's important.
Now, you mentioned earlier that maybe you get bored of not being in the classroom or in the at the schools. So, are you going to come back? Are you going to kind of do what Susie Arcee did maybe and come back a little bit part-time?
Well, I will come back. I live in Ventura, and I think it's best for the school and the new administration for me to kind of ride off into the sunset. I don't want to be that person that's kind of around and people are coming to me for, well, what would you do in that opinion? Or the new principal wondering what's going on. It's a healthy, the school's in a great spot, and I just think it's healthy for me to say thank you for the time here and move on. There's plenty of volunteer opportunities in a lot of districts.
Sure.
So probably not in Ojai.
Well, big loss for us.
Yeah.
But what are some of your favorite memories of being here at Nordhoff?
Well, early in the career, starting in 1980, I came from, like I said, my dad was a football coach. My first 5 years was at a very powerful high school with a great athletic program. When I got to Nordhoff, we weren't really that strong. In fact, we had a reputation of being one of the worst football programs around. And it was so gratifying to coach those lean years, the hard years, but then working with Cliff Farrar to bring it to where Nordhoff has a reputation of really being strong. And it's not just great athletes, it's work ethic, it's doing your homework, it's building better men. That was a great aspect of it. And the winning was kind of a residue of all of that. So that was really gratifying. Loved the Spanish teaching. I got so much of a charge out of hearing students saying, I'm going to be a Spanish major, or getting letters 6-7 years later, I'm now teaching Spanish up in the Chico area, those kinds of things. So got a charge out of, just love the teaching as well.
So you're probably really going to miss that.
A lot. In fact, that's what I think I want to get back into when it's time to get up at 5:30 in the morning again, get back into teaching.
So you mentioned a lot of things. What are your greatest accomplishments? I mean, memories and accomplishments could be two different things.
I don't have a list, but the thing that I'm most proud of is the atmosphere that we have on campus here.
Sure.
How people, like, for example, we had a new wild student come in yesterday with his parents. She young, kind of bewildered, and the parents, after we met him and talked to him, and as he was leaving, said, thanks for meeting with us. I really like the energy here. And I think we do. That's what I like, that you come on campus, you have adults who care about kids, you have a lot of energy in the classrooms, you have teachers that care about what they do and they care about their students. That's the biggest, I guess, if any legacy, that's what I'm most proud of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do have smaller school size since 2001 when I graduated, but it seems like the intimacy level, there's a much more camaraderie than I remember at least. Definitely a good thing. But of course, we're coming into where we're experiencing some hard times, challenges ahead. What advice do you pass on to your successor?
Well, go home when it's time to go home. Slow down. Go ahead and take your time. Have long-range vision for where you want to be in 5-10 years. We will get through this. We have a few more lean years, but I'm totally positive that things are going to turn around eventually. And just don't let the little things, you can't let those things get you down.
Sure.
So be resilient. Enjoy the day. It's beautiful. It's beautiful here. It's a beautiful area to live. There are challenges, but just embrace it.
Sure, and know ultimately that we have a good crew here that'll going gets tough.
Absolutely.
And things get creative around here, like the teachers' assistants and things. Absolutely,
we have a great staff here.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. I think we'll let you get back to your busy schedule now.
Thanks for visiting. Enjoyed it.
I'm Misty Velasky. This is Dan Musick. This has been Ojai Valley News in Depth.